And we are live, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for joining today's AMA. We are live here with Marcus from GreenCat project, which is one of the projects that are have applied to the Roburna Labs RISE initiative and are here to help adoption only not only into the Roburna blockchain, but going into help adoption towards the DeFi space in general. So I will kick it over to you, Marcus. Present yourself.
Hey, thanks, Lars, and thank you everybody who joined today. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me chat about this project that I've just fell in love with, and I'm super excited about. My name is Marcus. I've been in crypto for about 4 years now. I've known Lars about almost all of those years. We became very good friends, and I'm just recently, decided I wanted to do a project. I've never really done a project like this before. I did try to release some NFTs back in I think it was 2022, right when the NFT market kind of crashed and the whole market kind of crashed with it. But other than that, I've never done an actual project, never launched a token. So this will be my first project. I'm considering this my first real project. And I'm super excited that the Roburna Rise program has stepped up to help me with this. And it's definitely been like a godsend, a big blessing for sure. So yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And what made you decide to go for this type of project? Because obviously many people that we have seen entering the DeFi space, they go for other types of projects. What made you go for this game project?
So I'll be honest with you, I just really was trying to think of something that would be really fun, like a community project. And I'll be honest, I was one of those people that got hooked into Notcoin, and that really opened my eyes to some different possibilities that you can do with these TG game bots and things, right? And then we've seen a few others that have launched, like the Hamster Combat. I think they currently have like 150 million active players daily. And I just thought, man, it'd be really cool to just do a game similar to this with like a different theme, and something we could use to build a really fun community. So that's where I came up with the idea. If you want to call us copycats, I don't care. That's fine. We are cats. So, but we are taking a lot of extra time going above and beyond to add some, extra features, different unique things to our game that's going to kind of set it apart from a lot of these, so-called tap to earn games that you see launching almost daily now. It seems like. So yeah, the idea was just to mostly do something that would be really, really fun and build a really solid community.
That sounds amazing. And you mentioned the Notcoin and Combat, Hamster Combat. It seems that these two projects are not going in and actually doing any fundraising or any pre-sales. At least Notcoin didn't do. We are still to find out exactly what is the final plans for Combat, as they haven't done their airdrop yet. But we followed. I think many here have seen a little bit of how Notcoin did it. They went in, they launched the token. I think they launched at around a 3 billion market cap or something like that. They gave a lot of tokens, millions and millions of dollars away without doing a funding round, at least not from from regular investors, right? I know,
Correct.
Telegram went out to say that they have invested into the project, and it went live on the Ton network, right? So that probably goes hand in hand. What is your
Correct.
plans to go in? How will people get rewarded from playing your game, and how will the funds for these rewards arrive into the ecosystem?
So, yeah, I mean, just like a lot of what you said, of course, you know, Telegram owns a ton, and they just have an endless amount of money, I'm sure. So no fundraising was needed there. But we are also going to follow kind of the same business model where, we haven't done any kind of a private sale. We've raised no private funds whatsoever. I don't think that we will even do a pre-sale. That's kind of still up in the air, but if we do, it'll be very, very, very small pre-sale. But we're going to follow a little bit of the same practices like Notcoin, where we're just going to, expect our community to share their links, spread the word, and then the funds are going to be obtained through strategic partnerships. We're going to be looking for partners to, feature in the game. There's music in the game that we can update and we can edit at any time. We can add different features anytime we want. So there's several things that we could do with partners to, help add members to their Twitter, Telegrams, add clicks on their or downloads on their websites, different things like this. When we reach, a significant amount of users, let's just say 100,000 users, we expect that there's going to be some good projects out there that are going to be willing to pay for 100,000 real active members. Think about how many TG groups or different influencer groups there are out there that you pay them 1 ETH or a bunch of money, you might get a few members and you get no ROI whatsoever on your project. That happens a lot, but I think what we're going to be offering is something very different, very unique, where let's say somebody with a Telegram account wants 100,000 new members. We're going to have a rate that we're going to charge, and we're gonna add something into the game that like a task where people can earn in the game just by following the task and joining that Twitter. So that's going to be our main source of revenue is strategic partnerships. GreenCat is not our main focus is not to be a cash grab type of project. We want to be a value add type of project where we add value to other projects, add value to the ecosystem, and just DeFi in general. And that's the kind of projects that we're going to want to partner with, people that are adding value to the space and have legit good teams that have, been established and are adding value in DeFi. So that's going to be our main focus, and we do already have some very good projects that are very, very, very interested in getting in on this. Obviously, we wanted to go live first, get some users, and then we're going to be talking to some of these projects that want to partner with us and do some collaborations and pay us to help boost their projects as well. So it's already looking good. I can't hear you. You're muted, buddy.
I had muted myself. That was just amazing and here on camera. So that sounds absolutely amazing. And obviously I have tons of questions. If the community have any questions, please type them out in the chat, and I will select our questions that will go over here in the presentation. But I have one of my main question is, what is your target user base here? Who are you gonna try to target in terms of getting this user adoption? Because if we look into, for example, the hamster game, I know that they have had a big reach of non-DeFi investors getting into their game. What is going to be your focus when we are looking at this game expansion? Where are your main target, and what is your wish for your project to be able to bring to the DeFi space?
It's really similar to the same as Hamster Combat. You know, we want to reach the people who aren't into crypto yet. We want to reach the people who are just coming into this space, and you know, obviously we also want to reach the people that are already in this space. But if we can reach you know, some high numbers of people who haven't been in crypto yet, and just bring, you know, adoption to the crypto space, I think it's good for everybody. And that's really gonna be our target, is you know, spaces where crypto isn't really hasn't really evolved yet in certain places, and bring in those newbies. That's what we want to call them, right? Noobs. We're gonna bring in some noobs, and then also you know, like the third world countries, man. I don't know if you've looked into too much about some of these other tap to earn games, but it has really been beneficial to some of the third world countries where, you know, they don't really have much, and just by playing a game, they earned really good money, and that's going to be huge for a lot of these countries. You know, just
only,
like, okay, go ahead.
Not only did they make money, right? They actually get introduced into the DeFi space, because when we get new people from outside into the space, I think I have told a story to some here in the community a few times, but I had an issue the last couple of years. As you all know, I work with countries, and my companies are expanded over almost all continents at the current moment. And when we do have to send payments to other countries, obviously in Europe and in the US, we have an amazing banking system where you can do instant transfers and money now. I remember when I was young, you had to wait 1 to 2 days. Now money comes almost instantly, at least inside of the European borders. But as soon as you leave the European borders, then not only does it take an extremely long time. I had to pay some developers in Pakistan back in 2022. It was a new team that we had hired, and it was only like 500. I think I had to pay them for some assistance that they have made for one of our clients. And I remember that transaction. After 7 bank days or something like that, the owner of the agency in Pakistan, he called me and said, you know, you're cheating me, you know, where's my money, you know? And I showed him my bank statement live on camera, everything that the money had left. But even 7 bank days from a Spanish bank to a Pakistan bank, the money hadn't arrived yet, you know, and they had to do more work for us, you know. So I didn't want to have a bad reputation. So I went in and said, you know, do you have a Binance account? And he said, no, I don't know what Binance is. I said, make an account. I sent him a link. He went in, he made a bank account, and I sent it him equal to what I owed him on Binance in stable coins. And he went down to the bank and withdrew the money within half an hour, I think. And this was a guy who had never been in DeFi before. 3 days later, then the money actually arrived in his bank account, what I had sent from the bank, which ended up taking 10 bank days from a Spanish bank to a Pakistan bank. And not only that, I think I was charged like 11% in transaction fees. And obviously the money I sent it on Binance Smart Chain, I think it costed me like 5 cents or 20 cents for the transaction. So, I've had a lot of experience with this, and I know from a lot of people who do cross-continent or cross-country payments that there is a big issue. There is limitations of transfers, and this is something that, by bringing in these people into the space, they might use it different than a lot of the people that we attract from the DeFi space. And they might not be meme coin investors, but it brings in adoption, and it shows that the technology, for what it was built for, actually works, and it's a lot more efficient than what we have.
100%. That's 100% right, man. And one really cool thing about a project like this is you can bring in people who've never been into crypto before, get them hooked on this game, and they can earn crypto without ever having to make any kind of an investment into crypto. And I think that is huge in bringing in more people, because I think a lot of people's problem is they just don't want to make that first initial investment. Either they're scared or worried about losing their money, or they're just unsure of what exactly they are doing. So a project like this, I think, is really going to bring massive adoption.
I think so too,
people who never used
and that's definitely what we hope to get out with our corporation, right? We hope to get this mass adoption.
Yep.
So let's jump into a little bit more about the game itself. Now, people who are here today, and we're going to share a link. I have gotten the honor to actually be the first to announce the game. There has been some beta testing, and I know some of the people who have been here have been on the beta testing. But what is some of the benefits for the people who start to become early adopters of this game?
That
how does your
I'd like to just kind of work a little bit about
in terms of
what the theme of the game is. So yeah, the game is GreenCat. It's similar to the tap to earn games you've seen in the past.
Let's start with
but we're not calling it a tap to earn game. It's you're clawing your way to the top. So it's not taps, it's claw strikes. And you're going to earn with every claw strike, you'll earn some coins. You'll be able to use those coins to invest into things in the game. The more wise decisions you make, the faster you're going to start to see your hourly rate go up, and that is your hourly rate. So as you level up, your little green kitten becomes a little more grown up with every level. By the last level, you are a full-grown cat who has taken over not only industry-wise, but he is running the streets. He's a bit of a gangster, and we went with kind of a gangster cat / Godfather type theme with our game. It's going to be really, really fun. There's going to be some features in there that will set us apart. Some mini games, some different tasks, some different things in the game. But it's just going to be really addictive, really fun, and it's going to keep people wanting to come back and play every day. There is a referral link in the game. That is one of the tasks you can achieve to unlock some of the features later. You're going to have to, invite a certain amount of friends before something unlocks, things like that. But being here today and being one of the first people to get this link, you're going to be able to go ahead and start playing and sharing your links and earning before other people do. The referral links are going to be a really, really easy way to rank up in the game without even having to play. If you don't have time to sit and actually commit to playing the game all the time, just get your referral link and share it, and that could really boost your level game. So yeah, when we go live today with the beta, a lot of the features are going to be locked and kind of saying coming soon.
I think something happened with microphone. You are not so loud as you were before.
But as we feel confident that everything's working good, we're going to be unlocking a lot of different new features as well.
Okay, I think I lost you there for a second. I'm not sure if that was everybody or if it's on my connection, but you went a little low on the microphone for approximately 30 seconds.
I'm sorry about that.
Exactly. Now you're back to full again. So basically what you're saying is that by inviting friends, they're going to get some coins just by inviting friends. But besides that, they're going to be making a percentage of what their friends will be making inside of the game. Is that correctly?
Correct. Yes. Like each referral earns you coins. So it's a really super easy way to just, rank up in the game without actually having to sit and play the game on a daily basis or all day, every day, So yeah, that's going to be a really good way to rank up if you're not playing.
Okay, that's very interesting. So basically, people here today, when we share the game at the end of this AMA, if they invite somebody else, for example, let's take an example and say that I invite you into the game and you become an active player of the game, I will be earning from you playing the game.
Yes. Easy peasy.
That's an amazing strategy. So that means that people getting in early and helping the adoption will be rewarded from being part of the game. And that's obviously interesting for many people. And I hope to see a lot of support from the community that you will help for this adoption. And then you mentioned that the game is going to have a beta release now. So you will be doing regular updates to the game, or how are you planning to unfold the?
So today when we'll let the beta version go public, everybody's going to be able to start playing using the referral link. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a room for anyone who is experiencing any kind of a technical issue, or if you notice something in the game that wasn't working correctly, or things happen in development. If you see anything that you could let us know, we're gonna have an open room where you can come in and say, hey, I was just playing and this happened or whatever. This is gonna help us to update and fix any issues that we have before we release the alpha version. We'll probably let this run for a few weeks, and then yes, we can update anything in the game when we choose to. Obviously this does cost money, so the updates won't be every single day, but as needed. And when we get paid partnerships and different things like that, obviously there'll be some development there to update the game. But this is something that the team can handle and can do at any time. But yeah, it's something that's gonna help us along the way, that we could at any given time we can change or update anything in the game as we choose.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Have you already been planning some different features inside of your game in comparison to, for example, the hamster game?
Yes, we do have like some mini games, some other different features. We're going to be also adding other mini games in the future. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of different strategies and different things you can do in the game that's going to set it apart from some of the other games like Hamster. Matter of fact, there's some things in the game that kind of, I guess, take a jab at the hamsters. You could kind of say we're coming straight at them in a way, but we don't call them hamsters in the game. We call them dirty rats.
Perfect, perfect. Is there anything more that you would like to present in regarding to your project before we jump into some of the community's questions?
I would just like to first just, invite everybody to come and join the community, be a part of something that we feel is going to be huge. It's going to bring adoption to crypto. We believe it's going to bring some big eyes onto Roburna and new users. And we're open to people who are interested in possibly becoming like an ambassador for the project. If that's something you might be interested in, you could always reach out to me. But yeah, other than that, I think we just gotta stay focused on the goal and keep things moving forward in a positive direction.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I have been sharing my screen here from my phone because obviously I'm sitting connected to my computer and the game is only opening on a phone device, right? So you can see here, this is the display of the game, and very, very soon we are gonna be sharing the game. I am the first gamer inside of the game, so right now I am the one rocking the leaderboard in terms of points, but hopefully by the end of today, I'm sure there will be many who have beaten me. I'm sitting with 456 coins at the moment.
You better slow down, man. Hold on now.
So I would like to jump into some of the community questions. There is a few questions here because obviously we have been making some teasing statements. You have been making some, I have been making some. But there is one question here from Jamie, which is very interesting. I think this was actually my statement, not your statement. But is GreenCat the project that mentioned of bringing in 1 million wallets to the Roburna blockchain? If so, how will this work?
So yeah, if you've seen like the hamster combat game, they're currently at like 150 million active users. And if we can reach 5-10% of that, we're going to be just ecstatic. That's huge for us. Now, how we're going to add wallets to Roburna blockchain, there's a few different ways. One is going to be when we airdrop the token. The token will be on the Roburna blockchain. So we'll be adding some wallets there. Anybody who holds and stays on the chain will have a wallet there. Additionally, we're going to be creating some NFTs in the future, and we can airdrop those NFTs to the users. There will be at least one NFT that's going to be non-transferable in the future, and that will forever stay on the Roburna blockchain. So there's several other ways that we have in the talks, but there's some other things we'd like to do in future development. But for now, this is some of the ways that we're going to be able to do that.
So basically, just to make the answer a little bit more simple and understandable for the community, what you're saying is that for each player that you will have in the game is gonna become a wallet on the Roburna blockchain. Obviously, they will have the possibility to leave the Roburna blockchain, but initially it will activate a wallet on the Roburna blockchain because the airdrop is gonna happen on the Roburna blockchain. Correctly?
That is correct. Yes. Something I haven't really mentioned yet, and I don't know. I'm sure a lot of the people in Roburna are aware of the RoboSnipe bot, but we have currently partnered with them, and our token isn't going to launch for several months, and when it does, the RoboSnipe bot will already be live and active. And what this will do is will, in a sense, make our game and essentially any game cross-chain, multi-chain. So if we airdrop you $20, let's just say $20 in tokens of GreenCat tokens on the Roburna blockchain, you will easily be able to use the RoboSnipe bot to trade those tokens for ETH, BNB, whatever stables you like. So yeah, that's going to be a really cool feature when we do go live. It's going to kind of create a sense of a multi-chain type of project.
That's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And obviously, we hope that you will get millions of users because that's going to result in millions of active wallets on the Roburna blockchain, right? There is another question here from the community asking if there is a public roadmap for the GreenCat game.
Actually, I do have a roadmap typed up. There has been a few changes in the game and a couple of the things that we did. So I just need to make a couple edits on that roadmap, and then I will share that again. I did share it in our community probably a month ago, but like I said, there was just a couple details in there that have changed. So I do need to edit a couple things, and then I'll post a new updated kind of roadmap.
Amazing, amazing. And if people have suggestions, you already mentioned earlier, to come in and get active inside of your community. And if there's some good suggestions to extra features that could be added into the game, you would be open to do so. There is another question here from Austin saying that Hamster have Morse codes inside the game and hidden tabs and special cards. Is that something that you will be implementing in the game? Is the question from Austin.
Now, if I just went and told everybody that, it wouldn't be a secret, would it?
That's true. That's true. I think that
you'll have to play the game. Yeah, you'll just have to play the game and find out.
Exactly. You know, for those who have followed Hamster for some time, know that Hamster have obviously keep releasing new features, and just as Marcus said in the earlier stage of the AMA, on a regular basis, more or less bi-weekly, new things will be added into the game. Obviously, I don't think that Marcus is going to just copy the Hamster game, so it might not be Morse codes, but there might be other things, and Marcus already made some teasers about some NFT interaction. Yeah, I think that was answer of your question, Austin. We have another question from Noah. Noah is interesting to hear more about the partnerships and if there is any minimum and maximum extent of the partnerships and how players interact with these partners.
So that's a good question. The partnerships, will be very, very strategic. in the sense that, we're only going to choose, we're going to be very picky and choosy on, who we partner with and actually put into the game as a feature or a card that you have to buy, or a task you have to accomplish. The way that it's going to interact is like, let's say, the partnering project needs 100,000 new members on their Twitter. They will pay us a fee. We'll create and develop into the game a way to get those members into their Twitter. And then, once we've reached that number, then we remove that card from the game. So once we've reached 100,000 actual members or so, that's when we would remove the card or whatever from the game, unless they choose to, pay to stay on the game and add more members. So buying these cards in the game will also be like an investment. So when you invest into things in the game, it adds to your hourly rate. So this is going to be a way to kind of incentivize people to actually join the Twitter and things like that. Now, one thing I will say about Hamster that we're pretty certain of is that when they have a Twitter task for another project, there's no real API between Twitter and Telegram to ensure and confirm that the members are actually joining the Twitter. We figured this out by, we clicked on, we completed the task when we didn't, and it still gave us the coins. So we're going above and beyond, and we're going to actually have to manually check and make sure that, people are joining the Twitter. So we'll have to do that on the back end manually, but it's going to be done, and it's going to be 100% legit, because we don't want to charge a project for 100,000 new members and then none of them actually join, but they all still get the coins and get all the incentives like they did join, right? So anyway, yeah.
Basically, what you're saying is that you're implementing several anti-cheat features into the game to ensure that everything is trustworthy, right?
Exactly. And we've seen it on another game where there's actually a way to, if you get caught cheating, it charges you. Like it takes away some of your coins for cheating. We've thought about implementing that, but I don't know if that's something that we will for sure. But it's interesting to think about if there's going to be people who try to cheat. I mean, it's going to happen. But if there was a way to kind of keep people from wanting to, I think it'd be good.
For sure, anti-cheating is obviously nobody wants cheaters, right? It should be fair for everybody, and especially when you essentially are handing away free money to everybody, right? So let's jump over to the next question. Will GreenCat be on the Roburna network only, or is it gonna be a cross-chain? I think you went into the subject earlier, but the question was asked after, so let's go over it quickly again. I'm just gonna jump off for a second while you answer this question.
Okay. So yeah, to answer your question, the GreenCat token, when it is airdropped and launched, it will be on the Roburna blockchain. But like I said before, we have secured a partnership with Roburna, which will be a cross-chain bridging and trading bot on TG. So that will essentially make about any project multi-chain, cross-chain. There'll be no need to deploy on multiple chains a bunch of tokens. So we'll launch on Roburna, where transaction fees are really cheap. It's a good chain. But if you decide, if you get airdropped your GreenCat tokens on Roburna chain and decide that you want to swap those for ETH, you'll be able to use the RoboSnipe bot to do that very easily. So that's going to be something that we're going to try to keep pushing out on people that maybe haven't heard of Roburna yet, or just have one chain that they're stuck on, like ETH or BNB or whatever it may be. Some people just like to stick to one chain, but being able to use this bot, I think that'll help us to bring in more investors from other chains. So yeah, hope that answers your question, everybody.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You already revealed the first partnership as well. So that is good. And obviously with the RoboSnipe, then it's going to be easy for people who want to get into the project or want to get out of the project, right?
Yep.
Let me see here. A few more questions. These targeted newbies, how do you plan to keep the game engaging and rewarding them over time? Something to keep them on board. This is actually something I think we didn't went into towards, but I remember not Coin. They have already done the majority of their airdrop. What is your exactly plans? Are you just gonna run this game, do the airdrop, and that's gonna be the end?
No, we plan on doing multiple airdrops.
The project?
It's not going to be just run the game, do an airdrop, and the game is over. We plan to run the game for quite some time, months, before we actually deploy the token. And then once we deploy the token, we'll do an initial airdrop. But as we keep keep going, keep getting more partnerships and gaining more funds, those funds will be used to airdrop more people. Now, to keep people active and wanting to play, I mentioned before that we can update the game anytime we want. We have mini game, some small mini games within the game that we can always add new mini games, change up those. Also, it's not going to be like really easy to just like level up. You're really going to have to work at it to get to the next level. So, that's going to be a very addicting factor right there. Is people are going to want to log in daily to level up, to keep working on getting to the next level, which isn't going to be just super easy at all. Yeah, I think with some of these features that we have that are very unique, the special cards, we will have those, mini games, different tasks, things like that. I think it's going to be very addicting and keep people wanting to come in and play. Additionally, the theme is kind of a Godfather theme, which is a family, and I'm hoping that this theme will kind of help people to, or make people want to join the family and be a part of the community as like a family. So I think between all those things, that'll keep people interested, I hope, and keep people active, want to play every day, and sharing the link, all that good stuff.
Amazing. And this obviously speaks for very long-term plans for that project, right? It's not just going to be an airdrop and the project is over. This is about building an ecosystem that goes for years and years, hopefully decades. Which actually makes the next question very, very interesting. Conda is asking, as there is a referral system for inviting other users, will there also be a referral system for people to help onboard clients or partners?
100%, and those will be the ambassadors we're looking for. People who are connected, people who know, project owners and developers and different people like that, who would be interested in this kind of a promotion of their project. There's going to be incentives for anybody who brings in a paid project to us. There'll be it'll be like a percentage.
Okay, that's interesting. So again, for anybody who wants to come in and assist in the game, you can go in, reach out to Marcus, and you will be able to earn some money besides just tokens inside of the project to help the whole ecosystem grow. So I hope that answers your question, Conda. I can see there is another question here from Richard. Are players free to set up multiple profiles, or will there be an anti-cheat, anti-symbol system inside of the game?
Honestly, I believe, if you have 3 Telegram accounts, you'll be able to have 3 GreenCat gaming bot accounts. There's no real way to stop that from happening. It's a TG bot game, and it's based on usernames. So if you have 3 different usernames for your TG, you're going to be able to have 3 different accounts playing the game, if you like. But yeah, we kind of expect that to happen, and it's not going to hurt our feelings if it does, I suppose.
I think you're falling out a little bit again. So I think the answer to the question, Rich, is that obviously from your account, you are only able to set up one profile. Obviously, people can have multiple devices. Maybe it's me, or is it Marcus? That's anyway. I think
it's you.
Is it me? That's very, very sad. Okay. So yeah, there is collection of IP, but obviously if people use different devices, then people would be able to set up different profiles, right? So there is another question here, and this is from Klaus, and he's asking, how do you plan to make the game fair for those who can't really refer with the, I think he says, like influencers, I think, don't have the same expansion like influencers, because obviously if an influencer with 1 million followers posts the referral link, they're going to start to earn a lot of coins for everybody else, from anybody else joining the game, and they will then earn them a percentage through the gaming. And I think what he really wants to know is, how do you plan to secure transparency in distribution and allocations of tokens when you are doing the airdrop?
That's a really good question. Honestly, like, there will be other ways. You will have just as much of a fair shot as an influencer with 1 million followers. But you'll just have to play the game rather than just share referral links, right? If someone shares a referral link and gets that many users, that would be amazing. But yeah, I guess the only other fair way to be would be to actually play the game. Obviously we want to incentivize an influencer if they bring us 1 million new users, So if that happens and they earn some tokens that way, I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
And I think also it's the airdrop is not just gonna be towards the tokens that you actually or the in-game currency that you actually gain
Oh,
by tapping, right? You know, the airdrop
100%
is gonna
correct.
be
The referral link is just one of the ways to get airdropped. You know, playing the game, making wise investments within the game, certain special cards that'll be purchasable in the game. Um, there will be there'll be plenty of other ways to earn that airdrop and get just as good of an airdrop. The referral link, yeah, is just one of the ways. And you know, like I said before, if we get an influencer to share his link that has 1 million followers, I am not opposed to that.
I agree. I agree. Obviously, user adoption is important, and you know, to note and clarify here for everybody, the airdrop is not gonna be based purely on the coins. There's gonna be engagement inside of the game that's coming up in the coming weeks. To make this engagement, you might have to do some activities, or you might have to spend some of the coins earned by tapping or by referring, and all of these different features. And Marcus also mentioned something with NFTs, which means that there will have to be interactions inside of the game that will actually determine what and how much airdrop you will get. And obviously, it will not be pre-announced exactly what actions you need to take, because that would not be fair for anybody. Then they would be able to set up bots that can go in and cheat the system just to get more of an airdrop. So organic and pure engagement inside of the game, I think, is the best guidance for the community right now. Isn't that correct, Marcus?
100%. Yes, you're right.
Perfect. Then I think there is one more question. Do you have a plan to scrap bots? Is a question from Eddie.
Uh, I don't think I understood the question. Scrap bots do what?
I think, you know, to make sure bots don't get into the game, I think is what he is referring to.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's a feature that you know, we've taken kind of seriously. There's not going to be any way for bots to attack our game. Um, that's not something you should have to worry about. We're you know, we're going to monitor activities very well. We have an analytics page to keep track of literally about everything everybody's going to do. So if we do find that there are any profiles that seem to be doing any kind of funny business or anything, it'll be really easy to just remove them from the game. Um, so yeah, that's something that we'll pay close attention to. You know, we don't want anybody doing any kind of malicious activity on our game, or cheating the system, or anything like that. We want it to be as fair as possible.
Awesome. I think it was the last question, and with the last question, I decided to share my referral link. So now we have the link live. It's inside of the chat, and people are able to go in and test the. Oh! Sorry, there was something wrong here. Let me just delete that again. We are gonna have to, I'm gonna be sharing the link soon. I can see that it sent us into the beta game that we have been testing on. 1 second here. I'm just gonna get in touch with the with the dev team.
Where are you going to drop the link in the Roburna chat?
Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping the link in the Roburna chat. I actually did it. I had to delete it again because I saw that it sent it into the beta game that we have live to be able to test out the game with an internal team. I have just called up the developer here. That's why I was typing, and he is gonna be making a change to this very quickly, and very shortly I am gonna go in and share the real link. So hang along in the chat, guys. Very, very soon we will be sharing the link into the game, and after that it will be announced around in the different communities. And if anybody saw the link that I shared and managed to tap on it, please leave that game again. That's only a development game that's gonna be running for the developers to be able to test new features, and it will run on a different server, which means that you're not collecting points from this game. Sorry, that was a little technical mistake from my end, not having checked that before I actually shared it. Before we end the recordings today, Marcus, is there any last words you would like to say to the community?
I'd just like to thank everybody again who tuned in today, just for taking time out of your day to listen to me talk. And I just, I invite you all to come and join the community. Help us to make this a success. That's what it's going to take, is a strong community. I plan to be here a long time. I don't have any other projects that I'm messing with, so I'm putting all my focus and energy into this. And I invite you to come and join in while it's early, and let's enjoy this journey together.
That's amazing last words, my friends. Obviously, we will support you here from the Roburna community. This is something that's gonna be a big support for Roburna, so we will give as much support as we can from Roburna. My development company will always be at your disposal, and we welcome you to the Roburna family. With this, I'm gonna end the recording for today, so we have a clean recording for the public, and then we can go in and look if anybody wants to chit chat a little bit before we end the live session.